Final day in Florida here. Going for the whatever is out there sort of thing here on the Indian River in somewhere around central Florida, and I'm not really sure if we're gonna catch anything here. Can only hope. So we're gonna go ahead and try to catch some redfish today. Redfish, snook. It's gonna be blowing 20 miles an hour in about 3 hours. It's already blowing good 10 to 15 miles an hour. It's gonna be windy. So what I'm trying to do is get out of the wind by fishing some mangroves and some back creeks and stuff. Whether I catch anything or not, we shall see. For now, we're just going. So hopefully there's some reds back here. We're gonna go back there. There's all kinds of like mangroves and creeks and stuff, it looks like on Google Maps. And whether or not they're catching anything around here, I have no idea, but I figure there's gotta be something and it's worth checking out. And if I don't catch anything in like an hour or two and doesn't look promising, I'll move. Fish on. All right, nice. First fish. I have no idea what we're looking at here. Oh, speckled trout. Nice. Nice speckled trout. Cool. Alright, I am perfectly happy with that fish right there. It's got those fangs for teeth, yellow mouth. Nice sea trout. First fish. So the Indian River is a pretty famous speckled trout and redfish water. It's actually a lot bigger than I thought. It looks like it's about 100 miles on the map, which is pretty big. And there's speckled trout and redfish, I think, in all of it. I mean, as you can see, the water's not too clear. It's nothing like the Florida Keys. It's more of like this black tannic water. And apparently I need to work on my speck game because I was missing fish left and right out here. But generally, there's a fish. Oh yeah. Oh, that was a nice speck. Damn. It wrapped my guides all up. Alright, so yeah, it was a nice speck right there. I didn't even feel him hit either, it was just weight. I had 2 bites right here. Oh yeah, they're there. Just missed another. There's one. Man, what the hell is going on? I gotta get my hook set down. I'm gonna try a stronger hook set. They're not even hitting it. It's not like a thump. It's like a really, you just feel weight. They're just slurping up the fluke. All right, this is getting ridiculous. There's one. There he is. Oh yeah. Nice speckled trout. Yeah, that's a decent one. Fat. He's fat. Fat speck. That is a nice fish. That is a nice fish. Thanks. Alright, now I'm happy. Very happy with this. I'm gonna change it up and go with topwater lure. I'm gonna use this here. I think they'll hit this spook. I'm going with the spook. Oh, check this out, guys. Right up here we have what looks to be an injured sea turtle, right? Check this out. I'm gonna get this lure tied on, and then I'm gonna go over here and check this guy out. Look at this thing. He's hurting. See him? He's floating. He can't swim down. This poor turtle. Probably some kind of disease with this one. See him? He's floating. Turtles aren't supposed to float, you know. All right. I'm gonna try this lure out, this topwater. But first, let's try to see what's up with this turtle. He's pretty good at avoiding me. He's a floater. He's a goner, man. That turtle's dead. I bet you anything that's a result of the flooding in the St. Lucie River. They're having astronomical flooding right now in the St. Lucie. It's been like a record rainfall kind of year, and usually all that rainfall filtered through the Everglades. It goes from Lake Okeechobee down through the Everglades, like the best natural filtration system probably in the world. But now the big guys at Lake Okeechobee decided it's a good idea to just divert all that rainwater out into the east and to the west, you know, to the Gulf and to the Atlantic. And what's happening is you've got this dead zone that's developed. It's all messed up. I came onto this dock because the wind and the tide, they're moving so fast. They're moving with each other. And in the kayak, it's just like, just to maintain my position, I gotta pedal so much. It's kind of uncomfortable and awkward. Just figure, you know, try to get on shore here, get a break. There's one. Got that one. Stuck that one. He's fighting good. These things fight awesome. Oh, Cuda. Alright. Second species of the day. Caught a lot of these down at the Keys. And when I first saw them, first started catching them, I thought it was awesome. And now I realize that these are kind of almost a nuisance. These are almost a nuisance fish. But February, you know, action is action. Fish is fish. And I'm telling you guys right now, I'm having a hell of a time right now with hooking and landing these fish. I've missed probably 20 fish so far, and I think most of them have been speckled trout. That was the first fish other than a speckled trout that I've seen. I've got a couple weird bites that have taken chunks off the zoom, like this. And that's not from the Cuda. I mean, this here is from the Cuda, but this, I mean, that's a beaked fish. Some fish with a beak. Triggerfish have beaks. Pufferfish have beaks. I can't really think. I don't know what else would be back here. But yeah, overall, I mean, I've been here for about an hour and a half now. And if I was any good, you know, if I had like a more dialed in speckled trout lure, I would have had a bunch of specks by now. But I've only got 2 and a Cuda. So 3 fish in an hour and a half. Check this out, old fishing rod. Definitely been laying at the bottom of the Indian River for a while. Getting all kinds of dirty, rusty, barnacled up. Nasty. Nasty fishing rod. This will be the nasty rod dock right here that I'm fishing. Now I'm gonna hop back in the kayak and see what happens. Couldn't really get anything off that dock. I thought that dock was gonna be the move, you know, getting on shore, getting out of the wind and everything. But it is not the case. So let's get in the kayak. This is my towel. I'm using this. I'm really glad I brought this. What I'm using it for is the UV protection. The sun down in Florida is ridiculous, and the sunscreen, I mean, I wore sunscreen yesterday and I still got burnt, and just gonna keep moving, throwing this jig up onto the shorelines and jigging it back and looking for the fish. Look at that, just missed one. Oh, it was another one of those beaked fish. That's weird. It's really weird. I'd really like to know what that is. Oh, that's the beaked fish right there. It is a puffer. Alright, now I know. I had a feeling puffer or triggerfish. And we got the puffer. Oh, alright. Alright, now we know. It's the puffers chewing up my plastics. That's cool. I'm glad I was able to get one just to know. Now that I know, I don't want to catch any more puffers. I want to catch more speckled trout. speck. I want to say these are 3-year-old specks. I'm not positive, but it seems like there's just lots of these 3-year-old specks in here. Nice 17 inchers.
So at this point the wind is picking up, the tide is picking up. It gets really difficult to fish the spot where I was getting the specks. So I kind of just meander around looking for protection from the wind on the backside of these mangroves. And of course it starts raining, you know, as the wind is blowing. And I don't know, conditions just deteriorated greatly as time went on.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Wonderful. Look at this. I stopped pedaling, stopped steering, and the wind is just completely destroying me. I'm getting destroyed by this wind. I saw on Google Maps there's a little cut that goes through these mangroves. I'm gonna go up into that cut and try to hope that there's some fish up there, and also hope that the wind isn't bad there. So let's go check that out, because this is ridiculous. This is nearly impossible to fish even with the Hobie. Making any progress against this wind and tide is so hard. I'm on my 4th Cliff Bar right now. Takes a lot of energy. A lot of energy. Whoever told you kayak fishing is relaxing, they don't know what they're talking about. This is anything but relaxing.
So I pedaled to this little creek and successfully got out of the wind, luckily.
Oh, there's a nice fish. That's a nice fish. That's a nice fish right there. That's a nice one. That's a nice one. Oh, damn. That's a nice one. I got a weak hook on here too that, like, I'm worried is gonna straighten. I gotta look at him, and it didn't look like a redfish. What do we got? I might have foul hooked this. This might be foul hooked. If I can just get him up to the surface. Oh, it's a frickin' catfish. What? It's a catfish. Look at that cat. That's a new one right there. That's a I want to call this a gaff topsail catfish. Oh my god, he's slimy. I want to call him a gaff topsail catfish. I think that's the species of catfish we're looking at here. Damn. That is a ridiculous fish. Such long frickin' whiskers and fins. That's your catfish right there. Nice one. It's not the redfish I was hoping for, but a nice little X-Factor fish. My hands, like, it's bad. Alright, I'm gonna get my my hands cleaned up from all this slime, and I'm gonna go ahead and start fishing again. That's saltwater catfish. First saltwater catfish I've ever caught. That's for sure. He hit it like halfway up too as I was reeling it in.
Alright, so I keep paddling around. I'm not finding too much. I start throwing different lures. The speckled trout, I think they kind of quit biting in the afternoon. I didn't really have any bites. Even when I went to the spot that I was getting them at in the wind and the current, I still wasn't really getting them too well. So I just throw different lures, different spots, and see what I can do.
There's one. Oh, what is this? Oh, it's a jack. Look at that. Spiny fish. That's a small jack. Jack Crevalle. First Jack Crevalle I've caught the whole time I've been in Florida. Got him on the tiny Spro. I put this tiny Spro on in an attempt to try to get a better hookup ratio on these trout. This thing fought pretty hard for his size. I can only imagine what a big one feels like. Little tiny Jack Crevalle. Alright. Getting those species up. Oh, those head shakes. He got off. Usually, oh, just got bit. Got him. Oh, yanked him right out of the water. That's snapper. I guess the Mangrove Snapper, you know, he was in there. That's cool. He hit it so hard too. They gotta be 12 inches to keep. That one's probably borderline. You go ahead and release it and try to get another, or better yet, a redfish. This is the Smack It Junior. This is like my all-time favorite topwater lure. Let's see what else we can get on it before the rains start. Well, this wind is now just like insulting right now. It's like unbelievable. I knew it was gonna be windy. Somehow I thought it was gonna be different. Somehow I thought that I was gonna be able to get into some creeks, get out of the wind, find some trout and some redfish and some snook. And so far, it's like if I'm not fishing in the wind, I'm not getting bites. It's getting very rough out here. For such a small little bay, it's pretty rough. Because I need to get out of this wind. It's not even cool, like it's insulting. It's just completely insulting to be blown around like this. That is some rain behind me. I'm gonna check my radar real quick. The rains are approaching. The fishing is really slow. It was alright this morning for the specks. I missed so many specks. It was such a bummer to miss so many fish. I did land a good number of them. And I got, I don't know, a few other species. I'm gonna go back to my car, let this rain pass, figure out what I'm gonna do. So, I'll see you guys later. Alright guys, the storm is coming. It's about 45 minutes away. It's actually much bigger now than it was down there. I mean, you can see it coming.
So unfortunately, the wind and the rain kind of pushed me off the water a little earlier than I would have liked. And this was on Tuesday. The wind forecast for Wednesday says 35 to 40 mile an hour winds. So there's no chance of fishing. I get in my car, start driving north. Florida 2016 is done. Fishing wasn't bad, but it also wasn't good. February is apparently a slow time of year. But I get to about Georgia, right? I'm driving home, I get to Georgia, I sleep. Right? And then I wake up and I'm driving through South Carolina and all these tornado watches go up. And I've got 120 videos of me chasing these tornadoes through North Carolina and Virginia. And unfortunately, my computer is being a turd and it's making it very, very, very difficult to edit not just these tornado videos, but all these fishing videos. It's taking me a while, like a good while. It's a struggle. So I'm just going to leave you some of these highlights. Look at this supercell thunderstorm, right? That is a supercell thunderstorm right there, man. That shit was crazy. I chased this shit for miles, and this was actually the second tornado-warned thunderstorm that I was chasing. The first one is right here. Okay, so that is a very well-defined funnel cloud in the process of touching down, okay? This was insane. This was totally insane. This tornado actually touched down and killed 3 people not 20 minutes after I'm filming it. And, man, it was so intense. I was listening to the radio. I was listening to all the meteorologists on the radio, like, talking about what kind of situation was unfolding here. I chased these storms through the pine lands of Virginia, which was dangerous, but so exhilarating at the same time. And unfortunately, I can't put these videos into motion. I mean, I can't edit them and everything. So, I mean, I just have to leave you with like those glimpses of some crazy storms. And maybe I can figure out what the hell is wrong with my computer system here. I can have a tornado chasing video in the future, but I don't know. I mean, this stuff is all messed up and very tedious and difficult. I mean, I was having a hell of a time. So that's all I got. Hopefully you enjoyed these Florida videos, these Florida adventures. I wish I could have had a better storm chase to finish it off, but that's the way it goes. So hopefully you follow my future adventures by subscribing, and I'll see you guys next time.